Coming up with a great business name can be extremely difficult. You have to take into account the products you sell, your audience, and your plans for the future. Plus, it can be a nightmare to change your name later down the line. So you need to get it right the first time. Hey everyone, it's Jessica with Oberlo. Today we're going to share 8 ways to choose the perfect name for your dropshipping store and 3 mistakes to avoid. Business name option number 1. Use your own name. Many iconic brands have been built using the founder's name. Some people choose to use their full name, like Calvin Klein and Daniel Wellington, but most founders only use their last name, like Burberry and Disney. Some founders adapt their names slightly, like Adi Dassler, the founder of Adidas. If you're co-founding a business with others, you might want to group your names together. Warner Brothers did this, founded by brothers Harry, Jack, Sam, and Albert Warner. Before you use your own name for your business, however, think about the implications. As the founder, do you plan on being the public face of the company, like VaynerMedia's Gary Vaynerchuk? Or would you prefer to be more personally anonymous? Also, bear in mind that a business named after you may be more difficult to sell, should you wish to do so down the line. Business name option number 2. Name your business after the problem you solve or the desire you fulfill. This is a great way to draw attention to the benefits of your products. For example, the company Fat Blaster is named after the problem that they solve. Immediately, you know that this business helps people lose weight. On the other hand, you could name your business after the desire your product fulfills, like the dating site chemistry.com, whose customers are likely searching for chemistry. Every business either solves a problem or fulfills a desire. Which does yours do? And how can you incorporate that benefit you provide into your business name? Business name option number 3. Use alliteration. This is a simple and effective way to come up with a catchy business name. Many businesses have used this technique, like Fitness First, Paramount Pictures, American Airways, and Weight Watchers. To use alliteration, first take the industry you're in, or the core thing that you provide, like fitness, and then add another word beginning with the same sound and which adds meaning. In this case, putting fitness first. Is there a way you can incorporate alliteration into your business name? Business name option number 4. Use a normal word. This is hard to do well. Not only do you have to find a word that's free to use, you also have to work hard to own that word in the mind of your target customers. Another thing to bear in mind is that a single word can be incredibly difficult to trademark. That said, using a single word business name can be a powerful way to establish your brand. Take business names like Target, Alphabet, Gap, Apple, Pandora, and Yelp. When I say the word Amazon, chances are you're not thinking about the world's largest river, but the online store. Although some of these are just random words, others have thought behind them. Amazon's founder, Jeff Bezos, cleverly relates the world's largest river with what he hoped would become the world's largest store. But if you can't find a normal word that works, you can always try business name option number 5. Put a twist on a normal word. Now it's time to get really creative. If you struggle to find a single word that represents your business and isn't already in use, try changing the word slightly. Businesses that do this well include Toggle without the E, Zero spelled with an X, Fiverr with 2 R's, and Dig spelled with 2 G's. On the plus side, you're more likely to find an available domain name using this tactic. But on the downside, there's a chance that people might spell your name wrong or have trouble finding you. Business name option number 6. Mash 2 words together. This is a popular way of naming a business. Simply take 2 words that represent your business and combine them to create a new word. A good example is Netflix. Flick is slang for movie, and net is short for internet. Flicks on the net, Netflix. Netflix also put a twist on the spelling of flicks, changing it from F-L-I-C-K-S to F-L-I-X. Another example is Microsoft, whose name is made from the words microcomputer and software, or Groupon, which is made from the words group and coupon. Or take the business name Walmart. Founder Sam Walton took the first part of his last name, Wall, and combined it with Mart. List out a few words that represent your business and see if you can combine any of them in a unique way. Business name option number 7. Use an acronym. Many businesses choose to shorten a lengthy name into just the beginning letter of each word. For example, IKEA created a new word from the acronym derived from the founder's initials and hometown. When the Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation wanted to expand internationally, they shortened their name to HSBC. Kentucky Fried Chicken became KFC, and the fashion brand ASOS originally stood for As Seen on Screen. But acronyms are often difficult to remember, and they can be difficult for search engine optimization. So if you decide to use an acronym, can, try to make it short and sweet, like KFC, or sound like its own word, like IKEA. Lastly, business name option number 8. Use a business name generator. If you're still struggling to come up with a great business name, check out the Shopify business name generator. There's a link to it in the description below. In this example, I typed in the word yoga to generate business idea names for a yoga dropshipping store. This is a great way to find inspiration and spark ideas. You might just find the perfect business name in minutes. Before we end, let's touch on 3 common mistakes to avoid when choosing your name. Mistake number 1, not doing your research. Entrepreneur and author of Girl Boss, Sophia Amoroso, didn't do her due diligence before starting her clothing line called Nasty Gal. And here's the kicker. After launching her e-commerce store, she found out that nastygal.com was a porn site. Eventually, she managed to buy the domain for thousands of dollars. But the moral of the story, always do your research. Is there anyone else out there that's using the name that you're considering? Are the domains and social network handles available? Will you run into any legal issues by choosing this name? Also, check to see if your name means something different in other languages. For example, there was a brand of toilet paper in Sweden called Krapp, spelled K-R-A-P-P. Mistake number 2, not being culturally sensitive. Ask yourself, would my business name offend anyone? Avoid names that could be interpreted as mocking someone's race, ethnicity, sexuality, physical abilities, and so on. It's a good business practice, and it's just plain respectful. Mistake number 3, using more than 2 words. Long names are hard to remember, and they're not as catchy as short ones. In addition, many social media sites restrict the character count of usernames. For example, Twitter only allows usernames up to 15 characters. Keep your name to 1 or 2 words. If you scroll through the list of Fortune 500 companies, you'll see that most companies stick to this rule. And if you're struggling to get your message across in just 1 or 2 words, that's what taglines are for. Okay, that brings us to the end of this video. Remember, as Gary Vaynerchuk said, business names are made. So whatever name you choose, it's what your name comes to represent that really matters. You may not come up with the perfect business name on the first try, but that's okay. Get creative and brainstorm as many options as possible. Do you have any tips on choosing a business name? Let me know in the comments section. I read them all. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell for more. Until next time, learn often, market better, and sell more.